Bonjour à tous et toutes, comment allez-vous? Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my YouTube channel Learn French with Anubhav. If you have already subscribed to my channel, press the bell icon to get the latest updates. In today's class, we will be discussing about English words, sorry, not English, the French words which are adapted in English. So today's topic, we have French words adapted to English. Now there are several words which we use in our day-to-day lives. Like we believe that they are of English. For example, I have written here chef. Like we think chef is English, right? But it's not. Chef is actually French. Then there are some words which we just don't know that these words are actually of French. We think of English only, or we don't know the exact meaning, or we don't know the exact way of pronunciation, or we pronounce it in an improper manner. So to solve all those problems, today I have taken up this topic, French words adapted to English. This is the part 1 where I'm gonna discuss about 17 words. And in my next video also, like this topic, I will continue in my next video. Next video will have 17 more words to be done. So the first word which we have, à la carte. À la carte. Like the meaning on the menu. When we go to a restaurant, we generally get a menu, and what happens these days that all the restaurants prefer to write à la carte instead of menu. So à la carte, it's actually French. Like you might not be knowing also that you may read it even correct, that à la carte, and you might be knowing the meaning also that it means menu, but you might not be knowing that it's actually French. À la carte, like the literal translation is like carte is a map, but to the context, à la carte means on the menu. Next we have eau de parfum, like it will be an A, not an E, parfum, or eau de toilette, Toilettte, or cologne, like eau de parfum, eau de toilette, eau de cologne. All the three means perfume. Again, what the trend is, like you go to a shop to buy a perfume, and in most of the perfume, like the fancy perfumes or even the normal perfumes also, you will see eau de parfum written. Like eau de parfum or eau de toilette or eau de cologne. These three things means perfume, simply perfume. Now, like the shopkeepers also, they may try to what? Cheat you. Like suppose if you want a lady's perfume, they may sell you the gents perfume by saying pour homme means for females. No, that's not the fact. Like it happened with me once that I went to buy a pour homme and they were selling me pour femme. So, and then I said that, listen dear, I know French, so don't try to cheat me. So pour homme means for men, and pour femme means for women. So don't be confused, like eau de parfum pour homme is the perfume for men, and eau de parfum or eau de toilette or eau de cologne pour femme is the perfume for women. Next we have couture. Like the haute couture of Paris is quite famous. Haute couture is what? High fashion, the literal translation. So couture is fashion. Basically that fashion which is to do with stitch, like the designer things. Then we have chef, already discussed, cook. Then we have cache, C-A-C-H-E, cache. In computer, like while opening folders and all, we come across the word like cache files. What does this cache file means? Like the files which are hidden. So from here, we can interpret that the meaning of cache is hidden place. So cache is hidden place. So now we will move towards the next word, which we have a chauffeur. So, like chauffeur, again a word which we use nearly every day in our lives. Like even we come across these words many a times, like fancy people, what they do, they call their drivers as chauffeurs. So chauffeur is again a word from French. So yeah. Next we have chic. Like when someone's wearing something stylish, we call that person chic, this clothing to be very chic, and that chic like we pronounce it correct, it's chic only, and chic is again a French word. So we might not be knowing also this fact. Laissez-faire. Okay, so this word, I don't want to listen like laissez-faire or laissez-faire. No, it's simply laissez-faire. I'm telling you why. It comes from a verb, laisser, L-A-I-S-S-E-R, laisser, which means to let, and faire, to do. Faire is a verb, it's an infinitive verb form like we have learned. Like if the first one is in conjugated, then the second one will be in infinitive. So laissez-faire will be let people do what they want to. Like laissez-faire. Like there's a leadership style also, laissez-faire, in which the ruler, like the king or the leader, lets the people what they want to do. So laissez-faire. Let people do what they want to. Rapport. Don't pronounce the T at the end. It's not rapport. It's rapport. Rapport means to be in someone's good grace or to be in someone's good books. Like, like an employee is in rapport of the boss. Like he's in the good grace of the boss. So, like that. So rapport, again, could have been it an English word. We could have pronounced it as rapport. And many of us pronounce it as rapport, but I feel like if a word is adapted from a different language, why not to pronounce that word in that way? Why to just adapt it or alter the pronunciation? That's something I feel not good. So rapport is to be in someone's good books, as we have discussed. Next word, CV. Very, very common. Like curriculum vitae is again French. CURRICULUM space VITAE. CV is the short form of the word curriculum vitae, which again means a biodata, like the potential employees would go to the companies, to the MNCs with their biodatas to get just employed there. So that is what we call a CV, a curriculum vitae. Like the other word of curriculum vitae, you must be knowing of the biodata, that's resume. Again, resume is also French. So resume, CV, curriculum vitae all means biodata and all have come from French only. Next word, nouveau riche. Don't pronounce it as rich or riche. Like CH is there, so the pronunciation is like sh. So riche. So nouveau riche, nouveau means new, riche means rich. So nouveau riche, newly rich. Again, a French word. Mousse, a whipped dessert. We do have mousse like quite in several days without knowing the fact that mousse again is a French word, like chocolate mousse or some other type of, like other variants of mousse. So that word mousse is French. Like chocolate mousse, mousse au chocolat. One is the same thing. Moving towards the last column, liaison. Now again, I don't want to listen words like liaison or liaison, no. But it's not your fault also because you might not be knowing the correct pronunciation. So here am I to just correct it. So it's actually liaison. Liaison, L-I-A-I-S-O-N, liaison. So liaison means close relationship. Like we discussed liaison earlier also, like the one word ends with a consonant and the succeeding word ends with a vowel. So we pronounce it together, like ILS, ils, ONT, on. The ils conjugation of avoir. So ils ont. It's not like ils ont, ils ont. So that is what consonant vowel thing we do. That is also liaison. What is this? A Grand Prix? No. It's Grand Prix. Again, like motor racing. Again, the trends these days to not to call a motor race as a motor race, simply like in normal terms, Grand Prix, without knowing the actual pronunciation, simply Grand Prix. Now it's not Grand Prix, it is Grand Prix, it's a French word. Like Grand means big and Prix means racing, and I think motor racing is one of the biggest race, maybe that's why it's known as Grand Prix. Can be. So grand is big. We don't pronounce the D, and X also we don't pronounce. So Grand Prix, simply. Not like Grand Prix. Next we have genre. Genre. Again, like genre of the movies, genre of the novel, genre of blah blah blah, everything. So we again use this word very often, not often, like frequent. It's used very frequent, genre. So again, without knowing the fact, it's French, genre, which means category. Cafe. In French, cafe is the word used for coffee, but in English we have adapted cafe as coffee or coffee shop also. Like the place where we go to have coffee, like all the cafes which you have. So those are cafe. Again, the French word. And last word for today is bon appetit. Not bon appetite or bon appetit, no. N not pronounced, and T also not to be pronounced. So, and no, N will be pronounced because as we have discussed liaison here, so consonant and vowel. Bon appetit. Bon appetit, have a nice meal or enjoy your meal. Like bon appetit, like the literal meaning is good appetite. But in the context terms, bon appetit is something which we say before having the meal. So it's enjoy your meal or have a nice meal. So that's all for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Learn French with Anubhav. You can also like my Facebook page by the same name, Learn French with Anubhav. If you have any doubt or suggestion, you may write that in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Au revoir. N'oubliez pas que la langue française est l'amour.